Hello and welcome to Club Hub, your source for all things club. I'm your host, Eric Ziwak, and on today's show, we'll be talking about the inventive sport of Quidditch. Today, from the team, we have Alex Leitch. Alex, welcome.
Hi.
Now let's get down to business, Alex. How is the sport played?
Well, Quidditch is kind of like a combination of a few different sports. There's elements of dodgeball, there's elements of something similar to rugby because it's full contact with no pads, and there's also kind of something more like capture the flag where the snitch is actually a person who evades the seekers and you have to fight them in order to get the snitch away from them.
Oh, wow. Okay, now, how would you say it's different from the books and the movies?
Well, the fact that the snitch is a person rather than a tiny flying ball is a little different.
Yeah.
And then we don't really have the ability to fly generally. So the brooms kind of come into play more as an obstacle that you have to be aware of while you're playing, because the minute you come off your broom, you have to leave play to go tag up on your hoops before you can get back on your broom and come back into the game.
Oh, wow. That sounds intense. Now, Alex, why do you think the sport is so popular?
Well, because it kind of feeds people's nerdy side a little bit, and also because it's really intense. I mean, when we went to the World Cup this past year, I actually ended up dislocating my shoulder because it is pretty hard contact.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine. I mean, now on that note of the World Cup, how'd you guys do?
Well, we actually did very well. We got into a second round of eliminations, and we beat in our first round the #2 team in the sport at the time, which was University of Kansas, who has one of their first-string football players on their team.
Really?
So the fact that we beat them was pretty cool.
Wow, that sounds really intense. Now hold that thought, Alex, and we'll be right back after a short commercial break, everybody.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Thanks for flying back with us. We're still here with Alex Leitch from the Hofstra Quidditch team. Now, Alex, how could someone find more information about the Quidditch team?
Well, there's actually an international association called the IQA, the International Quidditch Association, and it has its own website if you Google it, and they actually keep information and rankings on pretty much all of the teams. We also have our own personal Hofstra Quidditch page that people can like to follow us, or just ask some of your friends, because pretty much everybody at this point has at least heard of us, and some is a joke, some are very interested.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Now, Alex, I know the sport is co-ed. How does that work?
Well, it's actually one of the rules of the game is that you have to have 2 people of the opposite gender from the majority of your team. So on our team, it's usually 2 girls to a boy ratio, but there are teams where it's actually the opposite, where they have to have 2 guys to all of the women that they have. And it actually really helps because it does help to kind of break gender stereotypes a little bit, because there are some girls on the team that will take out some big guys.
I can imagine. Now, Alex, how do you see the future of Quidditch becoming?
Well, actually, they're trying to have Quidditch at the Summer Olympics this coming year, and they're doing a team of nominations from the U.S. I know that there's a UK team that they're compiling, and one from Australia and France, I believe.
Wow, that's really interesting. Now, do you know more about that? Is it like their age limit? Are they working
I'm not terribly certain about what they're doing about nominations, but I do know that they're attempting to, I think, take from college-age people generally.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. Now, how would you say the team coexists with each other? Are you guys like a family, or like?
I would say we're like a family, a bit dysfunctional, but we are like a family. There's our tiffs, but everything is pretty cool because we're all a little bit nerdy and we all just really love the game.
Oh, wow, that's great. Well, thank you, Alex, for joining us today. I appreciate it. And thank you at home for joining us today on another episode of Club Hub. See you next time.